Good morning, everyone. My name is Mighty Stream, and I'm going to do your February the 10th spiritual principle a day in a meditation. Hope that you're having a wonderful morning. You can reach me at recoveryofhope21@gmail.com. Let's go ahead and get into the meditation. All right, it is entitled Loving Ourselves. My sponsor was one of the people in NA who loved me until I could love myself. That's taken from the sponsorship book, Chapter 1, a cornerstone of the Narcotics Anonymous program. That is a beautiful piece of literature. I think that you should try to get a copy of it and add it to your collection of NA literature and be sure to read it. It's beautiful. It gives the experience of other recovering individuals on sponsorship. Okay. Many of us came to the rooms of NA battered and broken apart, full of secrets we planned to take to the grave. We couldn't keep a job. Our health was terrible. We couldn't bear to see that look in our parents' eyes one more time. But hey, we're clean now. Yes, we are done with using and more than happy to move on. But what's the secrets keep you sick thing we keep hearing? We just want to put the past behind us, and instead we're encouraged to tell some sponsor about it. We can share some of it, but not that. Oh, heck no. No one can ever know that. And loving ourselves? Does that mean I have to look in the mirror and say nice things? Is this a requirement? For many of us, our sponsor is the first and perhaps only person who hears about our darkest actions towards others, our insane thoughts and behaviors, and our deep pit of self destructiveness. The shame and the self hatred we feel are met with empathy and patience. Our sponsor's loving response and commitment to loving us helps us to understand, a bit at a time, that we are deserving of love. We start to organize the mess we made of our lives as we work the steps. We know we can tell our sponsor anything, and we know we have to in order to stay clean. Gazing at ourselves in the mirror and blowing loving kisses at our reflection is not a requirement of NA membership. But after sustained exposure to the love and acceptance freely given to us by our sponsor, the thought of doing so might make us far less uncomfortable than it would have on day one. I will thank my sponsor for loving me unconditionally. Today, I truly can say that I am on the road to loving the person I've become in NA. Let's take a moment of silence, followed by the we version of the Serenity Prayer. Moment of silence now, please. Thank you, God. Grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Just for today. Just for today, please and thank you. Yeah, if you are on the wake up list this morning and listening, I'm assuming you have some gratitude for your life. That's really what I was thinking. That little small lit of joy or laughter at the end of the serenity prayer was just a real awareness that all I have right now is the moment that I'm in. And I'm choosing to spend this moment about 3:40 a.m. in the morning with the God of my understanding and a group of about 160 people that I can't see, but I can feel, because that's what makes me happy. That's what brings me joy. I was nowhere close to being able to say I loved myself when I first got here. And I don't mind looking at the past. I don't mind opening the window and looking out and seeing that in my backyard. I don't mind. I just choose not to stay there at the window. I choose to live this journey of life on a day-to-day basis in a spirit of gratitude, selflessness, goodwill to others. And it brings me great pleasure. It brings me joy. For many of us, you have the same story. You didn't come here to do all of this. You came here because you needed to stop using drugs and stay stopped. And some of us haven't been able to stay stopped, but we've been able to get back to the rooms before we went beyond recall, like the basic text talks about. It says if we have a relapse, we get back, if we can, as soon as we can, because we know that what we're playing Russian roulette with our lives every time we pick back up. And I have found that the people that are in my life that have relapsed and come back, most of them have accumulated at least a decade or more since they've been back. And when they left, they had over a decade or more. Okay. So relapse is a part of everyone's story. But loving yourself, learning to love yourself, letting your sponsor love you until you can learn yourself, letting others love you until you can learn, or until you can love yourself, is a journey and a process. It does not happen overnight, and no one is expecting for you to be able to do it overnight or by yourself, or we would not offer that blanket spirit of fellowship and love and unconditional love actually to you if we thought that you could do it by yourself. Our experience has shown that we cannot. It only takes two people to make a meeting, right? And so we're here for you. I want to speak to that. I want to speak to that process of coming into the program and then realizing that this is not just not using drugs. This is a program that's about recovery from the disease of addiction. And that's why some people choke. They get in here, but they choke. And then, God forbid that they should ask a person to be their sponsor, and that person tells them, I got too many people, or let me talk to my sponsor, and they never actually talk to their sponsor. And a lot of times they never talk to their sponsor because they may not even have a sponsor. But whatever it is, that level of rejection to a newcomer or someone that's been around for a while and coming back newly, or just a recommitted recovering person saying, I need to get back into the steps, and to find out that you get shut down first time you ask, or maybe the second time, third time, maybe you stop asking. You have to ask again. You're robbing yourself of the benefits of this program. You will learn to love yourself. However, most of that comes through allowing others to love you until you get there, being honest and open-minded and willing to do the steps and have an impartation of them into your spiritual self. So this is what I decided to do, because this meditation is important, because there's nothing worse than getting out of prison, being on paper that you have this history, and then not able to live life truly free because you're dealing with so much regret and remorse, self-hatred, and guilt. But the key is in your pocket. The key is in your pocket. And when you take that key out of your pocket and you open up the Narcotics Anonymous program, fully swing the door open wide and allow love to come in, allow friendship to come in, allow sponsorship to come in, allow participation in your own recovery in the form of surrender to come in. All the bets that were on the table about you using fail, period. Because you're making a choice to live and to learn how to love yourself. And in the meantime, we got your six. And in the meantime, we have your back. In the meantime, we are the ones that are going to love you until you get there. But you got to open up the door. Speaking of opening up the door and writing steps and working steps, I don't know if you've noticed, but there's about 3 or 4 videos that I have posted on step 1 on this channel. And I'm going to continue to post the steps out of the step working guide. I'm going to continue to go through the answers as I would answer them and sit down with you through this podcast to help you work your steps. And now some people are thinking, who does she think she is? Why was she, no one asked her to do that. Well, actually, when I listen to newcomers or people coming back and they feel like there's more to do, but I cannot find one person to commit to working the steps with me, that is the ask. That is the opportunity to be of service. And I intend to meet that need, that request. I don't want anyone to suffer needlessly from the disease of addiction. I'm not talking about picking up the drug. I'm talking about picking up behaviors or just having to live with guilt and shame. I don't want anyone to have to do that. Not on my watch. Not on my watch. And so I invite you, if that's you, I invite you to go get your copy of the Step Working Guide, get a few pens, a pack of pens you can find at the Dollar Tree for $1.25, inflation, right? And some notebooks and a pocket dictionary. I encourage you to be able to do that and get busy. My name is Mighty Stream. I've enjoyed talking to you. I hope that you will have a beautiful day on purpose. I intend to. It's 3:52 a.m. and I've got so much more to do. Have a beautiful day. I can't wait to talk to you again.